Hey, Rio here. It is amazing how quick time is going by in this class. And I'm guessing you feel that, right? So, as I look over at our weeks, right, we're ending our week 4. Seems like most of you enjoyed or had a good experience of working through the content of adding CSS to your web page. Some of you had a good time, I could tell by the output. That's great. And then good comments on the UTF-8 and the Web 2.0, The Machine is Us. There actually is a whole anthology lecture that was given by the guy Welsh who did that video, and it was very interesting. If you want to dump about an hour, but however much time you want, it's called the anthology, and his last name is Welch, and it talks about what happened. He really talks about what happened when that video went viral. And again, I use it as kind of a classic text idea, but I really enjoyed reading your comments this morning when I saw that. So what I'm going to go over pretty quickly, because the videos for this week I'm using from last time because I reviewed them, seems fine. And we are in a really important, again, transition week. We have now learned a little HTML, a little CSS, some GitHub, and now we're going to add to that stack that we're learning, and that's actually the way we often talk about these things, is we're going to add upon that stack the idea of Bootstrap. And so for you to just contextually understand Bootstrap and why we're doing it, is that it's going to make creating websites quick and much easier to do what if you were hand coding, which, by the way, take Todd McLeod's 85 class to get that experience of what it means to hand code these features yourself. But it gives you the ability to leverage a framework to do things quickly. And there are many sites still built on Bootstrap. There are many times people use Bootstrap for prototyping sites or doing a minimum viable call it a MVC, minimum viable product, viable product, so they can demonstrate the idea. So it's good. So, but what you're going to do is already what you've learned in HTML and CSS, you're going to take now to something that is going to have more attributes, more concepts about how the way it works, but it's going to give you like a superpower, right? And maybe that's not the best analogy, but it's the one I have today, is for you to be able to create sites. And that's really what you're going to do for this the major part of the end of this class, is continuing where we're at, but really create a project site. And some of you have ideas, again, run them by me. Make sure you get those approval if it's outside the scope of what I've talked about on the requirements. Okay. One thing I do want to talk about, and we'll do this real quick, is the 9/11, which is Wednesday, is the last day to drop this class. If you don't, and again, I'm not recommending this for anyone. If I've reached out to you and I'm concerned, you're going to want to think about if you want to get caught up at this point. But I'm really just letting you know for your own information that we are in the week that date is here. So 9/11, by the end of that day, you would have needed to drop. Okay. Okay, so in week 5, again, continuing with Travis, because he does such a great job, and it seems like many of you are enjoying it. The idea now we're going to create a Bootstrap site, and he shows you how to reference the Bootstrap site. And I believe he actually does what's called a CDN reference. He may, I'm trying to remember. Anyway, I go over that and the other video, so I'm not going to duplicate that. So, but you're going to follow along, and I show you where to stop for this one like we've done before. I should roll these weeks up, right? I did that before. Oh, it just caught up with me. Okay, so coming on down. This is the only one, and I talk about this in the video, is just, this one can be a little bit touchy, but it's so good to learn Git branching, because it's such an important part. We're not really using branching because we're not using it as such strict software development, but as you continue on in this industry, which I hope you do, you're going to see some of that. And then, like I said before, this is the week we start having a one item a week, at least sometimes two, related to the project. So in this week, I have you look over that project zero requirements and get any clarification that you may need to understand that. So I've actually, these requirements have been through a couple of semester iterations, but I definitely look forward to any feedback that you have about that. And as I've said before, DevFest is coming. I gave the code last week. I definitely would encourage you all to sign up. I am going to be teaching, I'm going to be giving a talk there on machine learning. In addition, I'm teaching a machine learning down at the Hive at Bitwise starting 15th of October. If you'd like to know more about that course, please let me know. Again, we don't actually cover our little bit of machine learning until later. I'm just looking through here to see where it's at. Anyway, it's in here somewhere. I know it is because I remember doing it. So we do cover a little bit of that content here. But if you want to know anything about that class, it's going to be a 9-week, 4-unit, meets 2 days a week class down at the Hive. Okay. But again, if you want to know more about machine learning, right, come to Valley Dev Fest. And if you can make my session, they'll have the schedule out. I think the schedule will be out. Ooh, close. Oh, they have sessions, but they don't have them determined yet, right? So I will probably be one of these sessions at the beginning right after. I don't know. Sometimes they put me at the first, sometimes they don't, but you can see what we have. Coffee, we have a keynote, we have sessions, lunch, sessions in the afternoon. And oh, by the way, there is a hackathon as well. If you're, matter of fact, is this the current one that we have? There is, hackathon. So on that site, there is a hackathon if you want to know more about that. So please help spread the word. These are great events that we run here in Fresno that are very attainable. You all have a discounted code for them. The last thing I will say besides that time is I'm running a cloud study jam October 22nd as part of my machine learning class that anyone will be welcome to come to. So that is going to be a 5-hour study jam. And if you complete Quest, you actually get a swag bag from Google, which is kind of cool. Wow, a lot for this week. All right, let me know if you need anything. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your Friday. And again, I'll cut off attendance and put up week 5. And I look forward to. And by the way, I've been posting in Hangouts a little more. So if you're not on Hangout, it might be a good thing because I have been posting, like last week when I had forgotten to change some of the due dates for holidays, I posted it there. So it's always a good idea to be on chat. All right. Have a good one. Talk to you later.